Is Burkina Faso the next big investment destination? Saudi billionaire Salah Ibrahim Al Nasser and his company, EXIM Finance, certainly think so. Al Nasser has pledged substantial investments in Burkina Faso's critical sectors, including energy, pharmaceuticals, agriculture, and mining. But what makes Burkina Faso stand out as the ideal place for such significant investments? Let's find out. Recently, Al Nasser met with Burkina Faso's Prime Minister, Dr. Apollinaire Joachim Kyélem de Tambèla, in Ouagadougou to discuss how EXIM Finance can bring much-needed development to the country. Al Nasser's message was clear. EXIM Finance is ready to invest in whatever sectors Burkina Faso deems critical for its growth, signaling a massive opportunity for the country to strengthen its economy and infrastructure. So, why is Burkina Faso on Salah Al Nasser's radar?
The world's most powerful nations are once again competing for influence in Africa. From establishing diplomatic ties and military bases, the major powers are working to strengthen ties with African countries.
For Salah Ibrahim Al Nasser, the answer lies in opportunity. Burkina Faso may not be the first country investors think of, but it is rich in untapped potential. Despite being a landlocked nation in West Africa, Burkina Faso holds vast natural resources, from gold deposits to fertile agricultural land waiting to be fully leveraged. Its strategic location makes it a natural hub for trade across West Africa, connecting to markets in Mali, Niger, Côte d'Ivoire, and beyond. However, what caught Al Nasser's attention was the political stability under President Ibrahim Traoré. Since taking office, Traoré's government has worked to stabilize the country, focusing on security and economic reforms. For investors like Al Nasser, a stable political climate is crucial for large-scale investments, and Burkina Faso's recent efforts to ensure peace have made it an appealing destination. Al Nasser sees Burkina Faso not as a short-term investment opportunity, but as a long-term strategic partner where EXIM Finance's expertise in large-scale projects can create sustainable economic growth. His meeting with Prime Minister Kyélem de Tambèla emphasized his commitment to fostering self-sufficiency in the country, particularly in sectors where Burkina Faso currently relies on imports. The Saudi billionaire is also aware of Burkina Faso's geopolitical position in West Africa. With neighboring countries facing their economic challenges, Burkina Faso has the potential to emerge as a regional leader, especially with the right investments in key sectors like energy, agriculture, and infrastructure. This makes it an attractive destination for EXIM Finance, which specializes in facilitating large-scale investments and has a proven track record of delivering in diverse sectors across multiple continents. So, what exactly does EXIM Finance plan to do in Burkina Faso? EXIM Finance is planning an ambitious portfolio of investments across several key industries, with a particular focus on transforming the pharmaceutical, energy, agriculture, and mining sectors. Each of these industries presents unique development opportunities and has the potential to create lasting economic change. One of the most transformative projects is the establishment of a pharmaceutical production unit. Currently, Burkina Faso relies heavily on imported medicines, which makes healthcare both expensive and inaccessible for many. EXIM Finance aims to change this by building a facility that will focus on producing intravenous solutions and generic drugs locally. This not only addresses the country's immediate healthcare needs, but also reduces its reliance on imports, which have been affected by global supply chain disruptions. The pharmaceutical plant is expected to improve public health infrastructure, with a broader goal of turning Burkina Faso into a regional hub for pharmaceutical production. This initiative will create jobs for pharmacists, technicians, and healthcare workers, boosting employment while enhancing the country's healthcare system. Then comes another major sector: energy. Energy shortages are a significant hurdle for Burkina Faso's development, affecting both everyday life and industrial growth. To tackle this issue, EXIM Finance plans to invest in a 200-megawatt power plant. This facility could be a game changer, significantly enhancing energy stability and providing reliable power to industries, homes, and public services across the country. The proposed power plant is part of Burkina Faso's broader vision to achieve energy autonomy, which will enable it to reduce its reliance on costly energy imports and position itself as a regional leader in sustainable energy solutions. The power plant project also aligns with Burkina Faso's commitment to green energy, as EXIM Finance has indicated an interest in exploring renewable energy sources, including solar and wind power. Then comes agriculture. Agriculture is the backbone of Burkina Faso's economy, but the sector has long struggled with outdated practices, a lack of infrastructure, and high costs for inputs like fertilizers. Al Nasser's investment in local fertilizer production could revolutionize this sector, enabling farmers to increase yields and improve food security. EXIM Finance plans to collaborate with the Burkinabe Society of Agricultural Equipment (SOIMA) to modernize the agricultural sector, providing farmers with the tools and resources they need to thrive. This will not only boost local agricultural production, but could also turn Burkina Faso into a significant food exporter in the region. And what about minerals? Here's a reminder to please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black culture, history, civilization, and identity. Let's continue now. Burkina Faso is rich in mineral resources, particularly gold, but the mining sector has underperformed in recent years due to a lack of investment and outdated technology. EXIM Finance is looking to change that by reopening and revitalizing key mines, including Inata, Percoa, and Tambèla. These projects would inject new life into the mining industry, create thousands of jobs, and generate much-needed revenue for the country. By bringing in modern technology and sustainable mining practices, EXIM Finance hopes to increase the profitability of the mining sector while minimizing environmental impact. The revival of these mines could make Burkina Faso a leading gold exporter in West Africa, attracting further investment and development. These proposed investments are ambitious, but can they truly transform the country's economic landscape? One of the primary reasons for optimism is the diversification of the proposed projects. By targeting a range of sectors, health, energy, agriculture, and mining, EXIM Finance's investments create a multi-pronged approach to economic development. This reduces the risks associated with relying too heavily on one industry, such as agriculture or mining, and builds a more resilient economic framework. The energy sector holds particularly high potential for transforming Burkina Faso's economy. Access to reliable and affordable energy is critical for the growth of industries such as manufacturing, agriculture, and mining. The construction of a 200-megawatt power plant is more than just a solution to frequent power outages. It represents a fundamental shift in the country's ability to industrialize and attract further foreign investment. Moreover, it will support the creation of energy-intensive industries like manufacturing, which will provide additional jobs and further diversify the economy. Similarly, the pharmaceutical plant could have long-lasting effects beyond improving public health. By developing the capacity to manufacture essential medicines locally, Burkina Faso can reduce its dependency on imports, lower healthcare costs, and potentially become a hub for pharmaceutical exports to neighboring countries. This would not only improve healthcare, but also enhance the country's trade balance. However, the real test of these projects will be sustainability. Ensuring that the investments lead to long-term economic benefits requires the development of a skilled workforce, robust infrastructure, and effective governance to oversee these projects. Without these factors in place, there is a risk that the projects could falter once initial investments dry up. Additionally, Burkina Faso must navigate the broader geopolitical challenges in the Sahel region. Although the country has made strides toward political stability, ongoing conflicts in neighboring regions could potentially impact investor confidence. The government will need to ensure that its security situation remains stable to keep attracting foreign direct investment. The potential for economic transformation is undeniable, but success will depend on how well these projects are managed and integrated into the broader economic strategy. So, beyond the macroeconomic impacts, how will these investments improve the lives of the people of Burkina Faso? The pharmaceutical industry investment could lead to a revolution in healthcare for Burkina Faso. Today, many citizens struggle to afford imported medicines, which are often in short supply. A local production facility will not only make medicines more affordable but also more accessible. This is particularly important in rural areas, where healthcare facilities are sparse and access to life-saving treatments is often delayed. A self-sufficient pharmaceutical industry would reduce the country's reliance on foreign suppliers and ensure a steady supply of essential drugs. In addition, job creation is one of the most immediate benefits of these investments. The construction and operation of the 200-megawatt power plant, fertilizer production plant, and pharmaceutical facilities will require a wide range of skills, from engineers and technicians to factory workers and logistics experts. This will help address the country's high unemployment rate, providing jobs for both skilled and unskilled workers. Agriculture remains the largest employer in Burkina Faso, and EXIM Finance's investments in fertilizer production and modern farming techniques are likely to have a huge impact on food security and farmers' incomes. By making fertilizers more affordable and accessible, local farmers will be able to increase their crop yields, improving the food supply for the nation and potentially leading to exports. This, in turn, will improve rural livelihoods, reducing poverty in some of the most vulnerable areas of the country. The mining sector also presents a major opportunity for improving local economies. If the Inata, Percoa, and Tambèla mines are revitalized, the surrounding communities will benefit from the influx of jobs and economic activity. Mining has the potential to be one of Burkina Faso's most lucrative industries, and if managed correctly, it could bring long-term prosperity to both urban and rural areas. Education and training will be crucial in ensuring that the local workforce can take full advantage of these opportunities. To ensure sustainability, Burkina Faso will need to invest in vocational training programs and upskilling initiatives to prepare its citizens for the demands of the modern economy. This will not only enhance job prospects, but also ensure that the country can maintain its competitive edge as an attractive destination for foreign investment. Isn't this a refreshing change in the narrative? Historically, when the West engages with Burkina Faso or any other African nation, the discussion often centers on how the West will benefit from the partnership. Whether it's access to natural resources, strategic influence, or economic control, Western investments have typically come with strings attached, often prioritizing their interests. The focus is rarely on how the local populations will thrive from these arrangements. But now, we are witnessing something different. Saudi billionaire Salah Ibrahim Al Nasser is flipping the script. Al Nasser and his company, EXIM Finance, are committing significant investments in key sectors of Burkina Faso's economy: energy, pharmaceuticals, agriculture, and mining. These aren't just surface-level investments aimed at extracting wealth. They're about building sustainable, long-term growth for Burkina Faso. By focusing on sectors that can directly uplift the country's infrastructure, healthcare, and food security, this investment seems to be tailored to improving the lives of ordinary citizens and promoting self-sufficiency within the country. For the first time, an international investor seems to be genuinely concerned with what Burkina Faso and its people stand to gain. This shift could be pivotal. Could it be that Saudi Arabia, through Al Nasser's example, is positioning itself as a better partner for Burkina Faso than the traditional Western powers? The West's historical pattern of engagement in Africa often includes conditions that lead to economic dependency, debt traps, or political leverage. However, Saudi Arabia's approach, in this case, appears to be more focused on mutual growth and empowerment. Burkina Faso's decision to collaborate with Saudi Arabia, rather than relying on Western powers, suggests a new direction in its foreign relations. A move towards partners who are willing to invest in the country's future without seeking to dominate it. Saudi Arabia's involvement in Burkina Faso signals a deeper strategic alliance, one that seems rooted in respect for the sovereignty of the nation and a shared vision of development. It raises important questions. Is Saudi Arabia emerging as a more trustworthy and beneficial partner for African nations than the West? Does this mark a shift in how Burkina Faso sees its place in the global economy? By prioritizing investments in critical sectors that can have lasting impacts on the people of Burkina Faso, Saudi Arabia is offering a model of partnership that contrasts sharply with the West's more extractive approach. This shift could pave the way for a new era of economic cooperation, where African nations like Burkina Faso have more control over their development and can select partners that are genuinely interested in fostering their prosperity. This collaboration could be the beginning of a broader trend across Africa, where countries increasingly seek out relationships that focus on their needs and growth, rather than the interests of foreign powers. The question now is, will other nations follow Burkina Faso's lead in choosing partners like Saudi Arabia? Or will they continue to engage in relationships that primarily benefit external players? That is on the other nations to decide. Now the question arises: how will this massive influx of investment position Burkina Faso on the regional and global stage? With strategic investments in sectors like energy, agriculture, pharmaceuticals, and mining, Burkina Faso is poised to emerge as a key player in West Africa. The energy sector alone could revolutionize the country's infrastructure, providing reliable power not only for domestic growth, but also for exporting energy to neighboring countries. As Burkina Faso enhances its production capabilities, it could become a hub for agricultural and pharmaceutical trade, ensuring food security and medical supplies for itself and other African nations. This newfound economic strength will elevate its role within organizations like AES, enabling it to shape regional policies and trade agreements with greater authority. Saudi Arabia's significant commitment may act as a catalyst for attracting other international investors. When a major player like Al Nasser commits to long-term development, it signals to the global market that Burkina Faso is a promising destination for foreign direct investment. Other countries and multinational corporations may follow suit, realizing the untapped potential in Burkina Faso's natural resources and growing infrastructure. This could lead to a competitive rush to participate in the country's development, reducing its reliance on traditional Western investors. Historically, many African nations have had to balance their relationships between Western powers and emerging nations like China. However, by turning to Saudi Arabia, Burkina Faso is diversifying its geopolitical alliances. This new partnership enables the country to gain more autonomy in its foreign relations, avoiding over-reliance on any single global power. It positions Burkina Faso as a nation capable of selecting partners that align with its interests rather than being coerced into agreements that disproportionately benefit external powers. This move could also inspire other African nations to explore partnerships beyond traditional Western influences. With its economic capabilities strengthened, Burkina Faso could play a more significant role in Pan-African initiatives such as the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA. As it becomes more self-reliant and boosts its industrial capacities, the country could be a leader in fostering intra-African trade, promoting regional economic integration, and reducing dependence on imports from non-African countries. This will allow Burkina Faso to influence the direction of economic and industrial policies across Africa. As Burkina Faso strengthens its economy, it will also gain more visibility and soft power on the international stage. Investments in sustainable agriculture and energy could position the country as a leader in green development, earning it respect in global discussions on climate change and sustainable development. Moreover, with better infrastructure and industries, Burkina Faso could host more international forums, attract global partnerships, and become a model for emerging economies seeking alternatives to traditional Western development models. In essence, this influx of Saudi investment could fundamentally shift Burkina Faso's position from a country often overlooked in global discussions to a regional economic power and a strategic partner on the global stage. The key will be how well Burkina Faso can manage these investments, channeling them into sustainable development that benefits its people while maintaining its newfound geopolitical independence. So, to sum this up, the investments announced by EXIM Finance represent a turning point for Burkina Faso. With a focus on pharmaceutical production, energy development, agriculture, and mining, these projects have the potential to transform the country's economy and improve the lives of its people. However, the success of these initiatives will depend on sustainable management, political stability, and the ability to develop a skilled workforce. Burkina Faso is at a crossroads, and if it can navigate the challenges ahead, it could usher in a new era of economic growth and become a key player in West Africa's development. Do you think Burkina Faso needs more partners like Saudi Arabia? Will this start a new wave of investments? Let us know in the comments section. Is Africa destined to get new investments? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If so, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We have decided to bring videos on something nobody talks about: the Black culture, civilization, history, and evidence about how glorious Blacks have been. Thanks for watching, And until the next video, stay tuned.